Hi there, I'm Kendra, and I lead the AI and data teams at Xero. Data is critical to the way we live our lives and conduct business today. And we all want to make the most of the data we have in running our own businesses. However, a wise person once said, with much data comes great responsibility, or something a lot like that. So how can we go about using data responsibly? There's a lot to learn, but let's take a look at 5 of the key questions right now. Data is critical to running a successful small business today. And as businesses become more and more digital, online sales, digital tax filing, reordering from your smartphone, then data gets even more critical. If you use the data you collect to improve the products and services you deliver, there can be really great benefits to you and your customers. But doing so can also be a wee bit daunting. For example, when you collect data, you also collect the responsibility to store, process, share, and dispose of that data wisely. Many of these responsibilities are also legal obligations. But perhaps most importantly, it's what your customers expect. And those expectations are growing every day. Customer trust is built over a lifetime and lost in a moment, right? To keep your customer trust intact, you need to apply a responsible lens to all of the behaviours and decisions your business makes in every area of data use. There are heaps of examples of businesses collecting too much data on their customers, data they don't actually need in order to provide a product or service. Who hasn't been asked for a postal address for something you're about to download? And why exactly do you need to know my gender when I'm reserving a rental car or flying on a plane? Even if there's a historical reason or a convenience for the recipient company buried deeply in there somewhere, it's annoying. And in some cases, asking for data that you don't need is actually unlawful. It can also lead to unforeseen consequences, such as the collection of junk data. Many of us will give false information to questions that we deem irrelevant to our purchase. This could leave you holding junk data. And we all hate junk, right? Imagine making important business decisions based on an analysis of junk data collected from grumpy customers. So stop and think, why do I need that data? What will my customers get? Better service, better products, if they share the info with me? How's that value going to be delivered to them, and is the link obvious? If you transact online, you will have encountered MFA, multi-factor authentication. This is where the website you're logging into asks for more than one piece of information, that's the multi-bit, to prove that you are you. Yes, this can feel like grit in the eye of a busy day, an unwanted drag that slows down your completion of the endless to-do list. But your business data is valuable, and valuable things attract, well, folks with bad intentions. Multi-factor authentication, be that a security question or an authentication code that you get from an app, is a proven defence against the denizens of the darknet. So please embrace MFA, change your password regularly, and don't share your login with others. Help us to help you to keep your data and that of your customers safe. We're often told that there are actually a few certainties in life: death, taxes, and change. One aspect of change that is particularly relevant to responsible data use is regulatory change. And one example of this type of regulatory change is that many tax authorities around the world are increasing the requirements for small businesses to conduct aspects of their business online. TIMS, or tax invoice monitoring, across the Pacific, single-touch payroll and director IDs in Australia, making tax digital, and companies house filing in the UK, to name just a few. Small businesses are often called upon to increase the digitisation of their business processes in order to stay compliant. So what a great topic of conversation for your next catch-up with your advisor. Don't worry, I'm not about to suggest that you need to hire a Chief Data Ethics Officer. But I would suggest that you take a principles-based approach to handling data. That means doing your research, keeping ethical practices at the front of your mind, and applying some life hacks along the way. For example, choose to work with providers who also take responsible data use seriously. Learn from the mistakes made by big business and lean on carefully chosen cloud technology or tools where possible, as that's a really great way to help small businesses operate more like larger businesses. Ultimately, transparency is at the heart of ethical data use. Treat your customers' data as you would like your own data to be treated, and you won't go far wrong.